What's up guys, this is Frenzy, welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with Ivory Heart Flow, Castle level 17. So you'll notice we're still going a little bit out of order. I'll resume the regular schedule based on the spreadsheet in a couple of days, just waiting for everybody to get their castles caught up and everything from the patch. I think everybody's able to play now, so I'll give it like 1 or 2 more days and I'll start doing it from the spreadsheet. Probably as soon as I run out of like updated castles to do. So this is kind of like a half group, which seems weird to me. Like, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish with just these 2 units here. I'd rather have it more filled out. Even if you put like something different besides these 2 units, I'd rather have like a full 20 group rather than not. Unless you just ran out of space, then I guess that's okay. Although I prefer, if I run out of space, to just throw something that tanks really well. Alright, so I like how your castle kind of keeps going like different ways, so I have to constantly readjust. Especially for me, that's actually kind of annoying these days because I'm not used to using those keys. And I'm still not used to which way it turns and stuff like that, so as people start to get used to it, it's probably not going to be as big of a deal, but right now, currently, I would say that's a really good thing to do. Now, I don't really like charging Pete Poundmore's. Like, even though he's enraged, he should be doing way more damage to me if he was on one of the other specializations. Personally, charge, I think, is only good for its utility and not really for its damage. And by charging into me and pushing me back, it doesn't really do much other than put me onto the spike trap, which is okay, but I think you get more damage dealt out of having a different Pete Poundmore, I think. I mean, I could be wrong, actually. With the trap, it might be worth it. I don't know. Stairmaster pulls probably aren't going to work at this patch with the way it is now. As soon as they add Fog of War, they'll come back most likely. Just dodge these archer shots. Alright. This one's interesting. You have it kind of so that you're getting pulled all over the place and onto fire traps. And I got hit by like literally every one of them. But all in all, I don't think the damage in this group is as high as if you had something like, you know, 1 Scorpio or something like that. I think that would probably be better if you're going to use like that sort of a... Well, you have your Scorpios on the pinballs, so I mean, I don't know. I don't really like the fact that you have so many hunger bots, and really the only form of damage is those traps. I don't think they do enough. The fire traps, I don't think they really do enough to justify only having that as your form of damage in a group. Because hunger bots don't really tank all that well. That's an interesting idea. I don't think this is really going to help this guy all that much. Like, it limits the delay slightly, but I think attack speed on Stairmasters, and just in general on people who don't attack frequently. I mean he is throwing a lot of these out. I don't know. It's an interesting idea. I think that maybe, I don't know. There's just so many points used up with the mittens there. It's like you could have 2 more Stairmasters, and that feels like it would probably be more effective than just 2 Stairmasters that are, you know, having higher attack speed. I think just 10 points for mittens is a little bit too high, and they need to readjust it. You have, like, I don't know, I think the same thing with the Vamp. I think those 3-point units just need to be higher. Or just need to be lower in points, or like more effective, because I think it's a little bit too much. I think something like 8 would be a little bit better. Or 7, so it would fit so perfectly. Well, I don't know. I just think they're a little bit too high. Alright, so I would remove these mines, because it's really just helping me dodge these abilities. That being said, so far your boss room is actually going to be pretty annoying for me to deal with. I can already tell I have to use a potion. Alright, I think I killed him, so this shouldn't be as bad. I thought it was a Zeke standing back there. I think archers are a little less effective. I would almost say that you would want to just have like one or two bone puppeteers rather than Dr. Skull in this spot, so that you could have more damage, because I think your damage is really good, and I think the fact that you're using a Scorpio to kind of knock someone back and make your archer shots hit, I think that's really good. I just think you should have either more archers or change it out to a Zeke or something like that. And definitely remove these mines, because your arrows will get stuck on these mines. And same as if I can like hug around this and just kind of bring everyone to me, it's a lot easier for me to deal with, especially if I have something like King Dragon Slash or something that'll kill everything. Overall, it was a pretty good castle. I think maybe the use of mittens could be changed out, and like some of the Stairmaster things. I think Stairmasters just their bubbles move too slow, and when you have so much vision at the top of your screen now, I don't think anyone's really going to get hit by it anymore. So I think switching things out to, you know, archers and to a lesser extent Jimbos, and when you get Mega Muttons, definitely Mega Muttons, Scorpios, a lot of those units are really going to be key during this patch in my opinion. So we'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, and for number 2 we have Zelcore, castle level 22. It's got the spooky theme. I really like this theme. I think it's probably the best one in my opinion. Alright, so your Scorpios aren't leveled up. So you have a level 20, I think it was level 22 castle, right? So your Scorpios aren't quite level 24 yet. That's going to be a big upgrade for you. They get a lot of stats padding, I guess, because it's their level 4 rank up. So the changes there, they might get a faster hook or something like that, but really it's the stats that are really, really key. Alright, I like the flanking Mega Mutton. The Archer feels a little weird. He's not the best support in the world for Mega Mutton, but I guess he's not the worst either, because he is kind of positional based. And if you're dodging a Mega Mutton, a lot of the times you'll probably let those Archer shots hit. Alright, we have a Vamp and it looks like a Jimbo. Alright, but the Jimbo is on this weird specialization here. You'll notice that it's pretty easy for me to dodge all of this Jimbo's attacks, and then just kind of wait for him to get a little bit close to me, and I'll take like 1 or 2 shots. 1 shot, and I blocked one of them. And I could have taken 0 shots if I had my Caltrops up, and if you didn't have this this Defendatron. The Defendatron helped you out there quite a bit, but I don't really like Jimbo on that specific specialization. I don't think he does enough damage to make it worth it either way, and it's obviously extremely worthless against Knights. And you know, you saw Caltrops there. I could just stand and let him run to me, and his range is so much smaller than if he's on his big over the head swing, that I can just stand there and let him get close to me and just like wail away at him until he dies. I really like interesting uses of these traps. I want to see this out of you guys, because these traps are really interesting. Like, they don't do a lot of damage, and at first when I looked at them I thought it would be worthless, but then I noticed when you walk in them, this debuff stays on you for quite a while. So interesting things to make use of that will be really cool. I think that like getting someone debuffed and then the next group being something that like normally it would be easy to take care of, but because you have slower attack speed, or not slower attack speed, but lower damage, that would make it so that you can't like one-shot volley something, or something takes like, I don't know how it's going to work, but for instance, let's say I get this debuff on me, and then the next group is like 5 Vamps all over me, and I try to drop a volley, but it doesn't kill them all, and I'm taking extra damage because I have reduced armor and stuff like that. I think interesting things like that could pop up. I'm hoping that the debuff is enough, because they don't really give all that many stats for the actual debuff itself, and I'm hoping it's pretty heavy, like 50% or something would be really cool, because the damage and like the radius of the acid traps themselves, it isn't that strong. So the debuff really has to make up for that, and I hope it does. Alright, I like Mega Muttons. I still think that maybe there's other things that could support them a bit better than archers, but they're not terrible. So far, like, your castle hasn't been that bad. But you're noticing a lot of your stuff is based on, like, positioning. It's not really raw damage. I mean, Mega Muttons are more raw damage, and it's just the fact that I'm one tier above your Mega Muttons. You know, I mean, I guess I'm not technically, but I can deal with level 26 Mega Muttons. So a lot of these level 22 things aren't that painful for me to deal with. It'll be a bit better. I'm guessing like someone that was more normally geared or a little bit more towards your level would probably have used about 2 potions at this point. That would be a rough estimate. But I don't really like... You have a lot of Jimbos here, and I think this specific Jimbo specialization is really weak, especially against Knights. I mean, Knights just get up and kill them anyway, so you're just kind of sacrificing damage there. Although Jimbos at level 22, their over-the-head swing doesn't do nearly as much damage as at level 26. So I could see the argument for almost never using Jimbos before that, because their usefulness goes up so much. Even though they don't hit often, the fact that they can pretty much one-shot any archer or mage at level 26 is pretty important. Like, it can't really be overlooked. Like, I like this group, I just wish the Jimbo was on a different specialization. Because I mean, yeah, you're not really needing to do a big chunk of damage anymore, you're looking for sustained damage. The problem is, even archers can do this, and I can wait for him to get close to me and just shoot him a couple of times, move back slightly, because his movement rate is so low. I mean, he's even enraged here, and I'll see what I can do. Enraged is a little bit more difficult, and I missed my headshot on the other guy. But you're noticing, like, he's not even getting an attack off of me. He got one attack on me, and it was blocked. And that one attack is going to do maybe 300 damage. You're going to drop a health globe almost every time that's going to heal that off. So, it's not going to be as effective as you necessarily want it to. Lesser geared and lesser leveled archer might take 2 or 3 hits. So, like I said, they're probably going to be upwards of 3, maybe on their last potion here. And maybe someone who doesn't know how to deal with him properly, like doesn't drop the caltrops or doesn't have caltrops or something like that, might have a little bit more trouble. I like the Mega Muttons. I think the Jimbo's kind of weird though, because he's a lot less space control oriented if you have him on this specialization. Like, I don't even need to worry about him because he walks so slow. I can just kind of deal with these Mega Muttons, which by itself is pretty difficult. Because if you get, you know, attacked the wrong way and land in the fire, if you get charged and land in the fire, you're pretty much dead. So you always have to be careful when you're facing Mega Muttons. But yeah, I would like to see more Scorpios. I mean, especially when you get up to level 24, I'd like to see a lot more Scorpios, just because their raw damage and tankiness it's really one of the best in the game. You know, not a ton, don't go overboard, but I mean like half of your Jimbos, if you replace those with a little bit more Mega Mutt and a little bit more Scorpio. Even some archers, like you had some archers with your Mega Muttons early on, but something like a Cyclops charging with a couple archers behind. Yes, it doesn't hit all that often, but it has a good chance of dealing, you know, like half health damage. And then people really want a potion when they're around half health. So it kind of puts them in a bad spot where if they get hit again, they die or something like that. Like my Zeeks and my archers and my Mega Muttons and my Scorpios, those units are what's making my castle pretty difficult to get through. Yeah, so we'll jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, last up is Switcher7. His castle level is 30. He's got me adjusted to level 28. So we will try my best to get through this. That's kind of the goal, as he said I should try to get through it. The timers right now are very difficult. Like, I think his timer, he said, was something in the 6-minute region. For a level 30 castle, that's insane. My timer is, I don't picture someone beating it. Yeah, this is definitely going to be difficult. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I like what you're doing here with the bone puppeteer. I'm going to have to use a potion already. It's not going well. This is probably a mistake. Good thing I didn't have mana, or I probably would have died right there. Alright. Finally, that first group took me way too long, over a minute, so I won't make it in time, 100%. Timers are too tight now, that like you can't make it unless you don't mess up at all. Overall, like level 30 castles have a lot of cool stuff in them. The problem is just there's just no level 30s playing in the game right now because there's no content afterwards. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it through this. Without reviving a ton. It's interesting that you tried to make use of that. I guess you do. Well, you actually only have level 6. I was gonna say if you had level 7 hunger bots, that would make it a little bit easier because I really want to know how much damage that does. Okay, 280. Alright, so that still works. You just have to volley at a different angle. So like that group back there was very volleyable to begin with. But I do like the Cyclopses because these level 28 Cyclopses, when they turn blue and they have that like longer range, they're really annoying to deal with, I've noticed. That probably pulled something and I pulled 2 groups or whatever, but I'll be alright. These spiders take a ton of damage too. Oh my god, he hits me behind the wall as well. That's frustrating. Alright, so I've already used 3 potions and I'm like 3 rooms in, so this isn't gonna be good. And I got hit by that. A lot of this stuff just does so much damage that if, you know, like I don't have enough armor and stuff like that being a lower level. And I'm not used to the timings of all the level 30 stuff yet. But I don't want to make excuses. Your castle's really good. I mean, I don't see many people making this in the amount of time they have. I do think castle timers are way too low right now. Even with the room change or whatever, I didn't even see really a difference. I actually saw mine go down. Like mine's at like 6 minutes or something, and I just don't see anyone doing that. I don't think I could do it in the right amount of time. You know, maybe with someone with like full decked out level 30 gear could probably get through this, maybe. Like, the level of OP that my gear has at level 30. Like, if all of my gear was epic and legendary with good stats on it at level 30, maybe I could get through this, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I mean, I'll resurrect till the end so that I finish it, but I mean, you know, legit get through it, I don't think so, to loot your stuff. It's an interesting group setup that you have here. It's a lot of space control. I'm a little... It feels a little weird to me. Oh, that's gonna hurt. The, what do you call it? The Bear Trap Archer feels a little bit weird to me. It feels a little out of place. Like, I don't know why I would ever go up towards that and, you know, get caught by the bear traps. just trying to be careful because I want to save this potion if I can. Alright, so that guy actually moved out of range of the Defendatron. If you can delay the Cyclops a little bit more, that'll be a little bit more effective for this group specifically. No more health globes. It's annoying. Oh, Zeke, I'm gonna have to use that. If I can just keep kiting back the way I'm kiting back, he won't hit me. Alright, I gotta go back around this. And now I'm getting hit by every arrow. So hard to dodge those shots when he's enraged. Really, really difficult. Oh god, and then there's a spider too. That spider is that low. That low of a point cost. That feels so OP. I'm gonna die right here. Yeah, those spiders are really good for only what, 8 points, 6 points, whatever they are. They're really good because they knock you down. Like even if their stats maybe they're not that great, the fact that they knock you down, they work so well with things like Mega Muttons. I will abuse that all day when I get to higher levels. That seems so good. The combo with a Mega Mutton and a spider. Maybe I'm just not good at dealing with spiders yet, though. I don't, you know, you don't see them at this level, so. But I mean, the fact that they like will escape volleys just by doing that, and they do 500 damage, and then they run away in between attacks. That seems really, really good. They're definitely like a well-programmed AI unit compared to like the rest of the units in the game. And I think those webs slow you, I believe. Yeah, I like those spiders. They're good. Try to get line of sight down this hallway. Looks like all I'm gonna get is the eyeball. At least a couple shots on him. I like... Now, a castle before this, I actually didn't like the Stairmaster on with Bad Dog around it, and this one I actually like it a lot more, because that AoE, having those all over the ground is actually really annoying to deal with. But they only do decent damage later on, so... Like, they get up to rank 4, and I think they start doing hundreds of damage rather than, you know, 40 or something. They start to do 200, which is a lot more per tick. This is gonna kill me again, I think. Those spiders are really good. I'm not sure exactly how you are supposed to dodge them. I guess I'm supposed to roll when they like charge up and get ready to pounce on me. I'll have to take a look at your archer's stats when I get out of this. See what's like helping you, because I think I might actually have built too much DPS for this patch. I think that it would maybe be better if I had more armor and hit points for this patch specifically. Because four potions isn't all that many, and if I get hit by stuff, like I have to use a potion. My guy has the hit points of like a level 20. It's pretty low. This is an interesting group. I don't know exactly how his abilities work on this specialization. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, he launches 2 lasers, and they do a ton of damage. What level is he? 28. Interesting. I might have to try this. This is a it was an idea that I had before, but I thought his tankiness wouldn't be enough to really make use of the teleport. I also want to see what he does on the other specialization. I think he just does the same exact thing. Oh my god. That was like OP. I'm gonna die again. He like teleported right next to me and just like shotgunned me down. Alright, so let's see how much damage this guy can take. I mean, pretty good amount, I would say. I think that's definitely one of the better specializations to put him on. I don't really like the eyeballs. I don't think that like launching them in every direction really helps all that much. Because generally there's only going to be one person in one direction. Maybe if there was ever like co-op or something, you'd like that. But yeah, it was a good castle. Maybe I'll run it again after, you know, when I'm not streaming something or recording something, so I'm not talking. Maybe I maybe I can focus and get through it. But all in all, that is going to end the video for today. So if you guys enjoy what I do, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of your castles, you can email me at frenzycastleruns. You can also comment on my castle or comment on one of my videos. Let me know that you want to do it. Currently, I'm still doing like random names that are coming in instead of doing the list because I don't know who's updated and who's not. Basically everyone should have access to the game. I'm not sure if there's any crash problems still. I know there was an update earlier. Hopefully they fixed everything. So I'm giving it like 1 or 2 more days before I start going on the list again so everybody can update their castles and all of that sort of thing. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.